World of Tanks with Dangerously Incompetent. Here I am in my Pz.Kpfw 1 Ausf on Lakeville. I'm in a tier 3 German light tank. It's a tier 5 battle. So that makes me somewhat expendable, as those tier 5 monsters, I'm going to have real trouble getting through their armour, even on the rear. So I decide I'm going to go scouting, because I'm expendable. Now, for ages I thought this road on the 4 column on Lakeville was just suicide. Going down there, just suicide. Because I saw tank after tank go down there and die. But then after a while I got hold of XVM and I saw good players going down the road, and sometimes we won. And eventually I figured out what it's good for. What it's good for is spotting the enemy as they rush across the open field in the 5 and 6 columns towards the town. So it's a good idea to send a scout down there, down the road, but there's not that many places to hide, and the places to hide don't cover you from all the angles you can be shot at from the enemy. So it's a very, very risky proposition. But at the start of the game, it's worth doing for a scout, to get those early spots, enable your snipers to do some damage. Later on in the game, it's useful to have people who can snipe, because you can snipe across the lake, through the roads, and into the field next to the church at E9. So I decided to scout, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to rush down quite a long way in order to get the spots. So I'm concentrating on driving and not driving off the edge of this road, because that cliff is steep, I can't drive up it, and the water's deep, so that you drown in it. So I found someone coming up, an enemy coming up the road. I thought, hang about, I should leave. And I turn around, and what do I find? I find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks have followed me down the road. They're insane. With that many tanks around, I'm not needed to spot, so I decide I'm going to get out of here before I end up being mincemeat as well, because they're going to die. There's just so many of them, and they're so exposed, and they're going to get in each other's way. Now with this setup, there's no one going into the village, so the enemy can go in there, hide behind the buildings, spot the people on the Lakeview Road, and just kill them. So I decide to go scout the village, which is a real high risk. And you can see I got a shot, I managed to bounce it off someone in the south. So this is desperation scouting, with no expectation of me surviving for very long. But the enemy haven't actually gone into the town, which is a bit of a surprise. I expected to see people in there, but now I find people in the field. Oh, there's 2 in the field, someone on the road. I could get chewed up, so I go for this tier 3 tank destroyer, but I get him, someone else gets me. So that's me done, over and done with. Now watch what happens to the guys on the road. They've pushed forwards and died. Still pushing forwards, ignoring the fact there's loads of people in the field that's going to shoot them, getting in each other's way because that road's narrow. A high cliff on the one side and a cliff into water on the other, so manoeuvrability is a real pain. And now they've found their trap. They've got enemies on the southern end, and they're getting in each other's way as they try to get out of here. What a bunch of muppets. See, more die. Dead, 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 dead. So the enemy's all the way into the town now, so they're getting shot from pretty much 180 degrees. Getting shot front and side and rear. No one's scouting the town to spot the people there, so they're having free reign. Meanwhile, our guys in Death Valley on the 1-2 column, they're pushing over the ridge and they're dying for it. So, bit of a carnage there. I'm not sure I want to watch it in slow motion, so I'm going to speed up there. More dead, more dead. That's it, Lakeview Road gone. Death Valley's gone, everyone's gone. Now it's just a Lux left. He's trying desperately to get away, but he can't get away from both. And it's all over. Well, hopefully in the next battle I'll do better. See ya.